The latest figures from the Department for Work and Pensions, DWP, show 9.7 million people on the basic state pension currently receive up to £169.50 each week, equivalent to £678 every 4-week payment period. State pensions and benefit payments rise each year as part of the DWP's annual operating exercise. The uplift is determined using the triple lock policy. Under the measure, the new and basic state pensions increase each year in line with whichever is the highest between the average annual earnings growth from May to July, the Consumer Price Index, CPI, inflation rate in the year to September, or 2.5%. At present, the earnings growth figure of 4.0% is the highest measure as current CPI is 2%. This means those on the full basic state pension could see weekly payments go up by £6.80 from £169.50 to £176.30, or £705.20 every 4-week payment period. Similarly, someone on the full new state pension could see payments rise by £8.85 per week from £221.20 to £230.05, and as the payment is typically made every 4 weeks, this amounts to £920.20. State Pension Operating Predictions. Chancellor Rachel Reeves will confirm the annual state pension and benefits operating during the autumn budget on October 30, 2024. The calculations below are based on the latest ONS figures using the 4.0% earnings growth as the multiplier. Full new state pension weekly payment, £230.05, from £221.20, for weekly payment, £920.20, from £884.80, annual amount, £11,962, from £11,502, full basic state pension weekly payment, £176.30, from £169.50, for weekly payment, £705.20, from £678, annual amount, £9,167, from £6,814. Additional state pension elements and deferred state pensions rise each year with the September CPI figure. Simon Q, head of market engagement at leading independent financial services consultancy Broadstone, said, with inflation back below 2.5%, the earnings figure looks likely to trigger this year's triple lock and deliver a £460 a year boost to the state pension. It follows on from two substantial increases of 10.1% and 8.5% over the past 2 years, meaning the state pension is set to rise to £11,962 a year from next April. While this will cushion the blow to many following the means testing of winter fuel payments, the coming increase to energy bills and sustained rises in the cost of living since the pandemic will still be squeezing pensioners' budgets. Questions around the long-term sustainability of the state pension are only likely to intensify as the bill to the Chancellor of the Exchequer increases amid an expanding pensioner community. State pension and personal tax allowance. The personal allowance will be frozen at £12,570 until 2028. Some 8.1 meters, 64%, older people currently pay tax in retirement, largely due to additional income from workplace or private pensions on top of their state pension. Retirement experts at Spencer Churchill predict nearly 900,000 more people will exceed the personal allowance threshold of £12,570 over the current financial year. It's important to be aware older people whose sole income this year is the state pension will not pay tax. and anyone with additional income who does not pay Revenue and Customs (HMRC) directly through the earnings, will not receive a tax bill until June or July 2025, which must be paid by the end of January 2026. The full new state pension is worth £11,502 this year. This leaves just £1,068 before the personal tax threshold is exceeded, so anyone with additional income of £89 or more per month, on top of state pension, may receive a tax bill next year. Someone on the full rate of the basic state pension will receive £8,814. This leaves just £3,756 before the personal tax threshold is exceeded, equivalent to additional income totaling £313 per month. Retirement expert Adam Pope said, "Freezing income tax thresholds for pensioners is worrying and could really affect their financial situation. Almost 2 million pensioners are expected to be hit by this in the next 4 years, meaning many of them will have to pay more tax. This is especially tough for those mainly living off the state pension. With no change in the tax thresholds, they could find themselves owing more tax than they expected, making things hard if they don't have much to begin with." The pensions expert continued, "As the state pension amount goes up, more pensioners could have to pay more tax, making life harder for those already struggling. Over 60% of pensioners are paying income tax, up from about 50% in 2010. What's more, keeping income tax thresholds the same could mean pensioners have less money to spend. By 2027-28, the average tax-paying pensioner could be £1,000 worse off, which could really affect their living standards and financial safety." Get the latest Record Money news. Join the conversation on our Money Saving Scotland Facebook group for money-saving tips, the latest benefits news, energy bill advice and cost of living updates. Sign up to our Record Money newsletter and get the top stories sent to your inbox daily from Monday to Friday, with a special cost of living edition every Thursday. Sign up here. You can also follow us on X, formerly Twitter, at @RecordMoney_ for regular updates throughout the day, or at Money News Alerts on your phone by joining our daily Record Money WhatsApp community.